boys and girls, Mrs. Lattice here, and today we are going to learn our last two words that are on our red list, and then we're going to practice writing our words in a really cool, new, fun way. So let's get right into our learning goal. I can read and write my sight words because we're going to practice reading our two new words and all of our words, and you're going to practice writing our sight words in a really cool, fun way. So when we learn a new word, we go back to this chart. We read it first, we study it, we spell it, we write it, and then we use it. We use it in a strong sentence. So let's get right into our first word on our red list. The first step is to read it. Let's read it together. We know it, get it in our brain, think it, hold it, say it. Hear. Good job. Now let's study it. So when I study it, I look to make sure if I have any letters that are tall. That's right. Excellent job. My H is tall. And then I have few letters that are small. So I have E, R, E that are small. Do I have any letters that fall? No, I don't have any letters that fall. So we are just going to now spell it. Let's go ahead and spell it together. H-E-R-E, hear. That silent E at the end makes the E say his name. Ear. And then we don't hear that sneaky silent E at the end. Now we're going to write it, and we'll get into write it here in just a minute. So we're going to kind of come back to this step because we're going to practice writing them here in a minute and then use it. So after we practice writing it, I'm going to tell you at the end that we can go back and use it in a sentence. So we're going to kind of just go through these first three steps together, and then we'll come back to these two with our words. So our first word is, let's say it together. Ready? Hear. Awesome. Good job. And then we have our next sight word. Think it, hold it, say it. Do. Good job. So let's study it. I have one letter that is tall. Absolutely. It goes all the way up. He is a tall letter, my lowercase d. Then I have one letter that is small, my lowercase o. Then, now let's spell it. Here we go. D-O, do. Let's do that again. Ready? D-O, do. And then we'll come back to write it, and we'll come back to use it here in just a minute. So now that we have learned our two new sight words, let's say I'm ready. Hear, good, and do, awesome. We are going to write it in a really cool new way, and we are going to use it in a really cool new way. So what I'm going to do is I need to grab my cards, and I've got two different color markers. So in the end, I'm going to tell you the supplies that you're going to need so that you can go and do this on your own here in just a few minutes. But for right now, you're just going to watch how Mrs. Lattice does it, and then you'll go back and do it on your own. So I have two different color markers. I have blue and I have red. So what we're going to do is we are going to write our two popcorn words, but we are going to write them using two different color markers. And I'm going to think about my consonants and my vowels. So let's think about, what are our vowels? You're absolutely right. Our vowels are A, E, I, O, and U. Excellent. What are our consonants? That's right. Any other letter like D or C or B or H or T or W. Those are our consonants. So when I write my words today, I am going to use one color for my consonants and one color for my vowel. So I'm going to use my blue marker for my consonant. And so I look at my word do, and I have one consonant. I have two letters, but I only have one consonant. What is my one consonant in this word? Absolutely, it's my letter D. So when I write my D, I'm going to start at my dotted line. I'm using my blue marker because it is that's right, consonant. So I wrote my letter D in one letter. And then now I'm going to get my red marker and I am going to write my word, my next letter, my vowel. Absolutely, my letter O is my vowel. I'm going to write in my red. Underneath that line, circle all the way around and close. So now I have my word do in a really cool, fun way. I've used two different colors. I have blue for my consonant, which is my letter D, and I have red for my vowel, which is my letter O. Good job. Now let's say that word again. Ready? Do. So then my next step would be I could go and use this in a strong sentence, just like I practiced last week. So if you want to go back and watch last week's lesson on how we use our words in a strong sentence, you can go back and you can practice watching that to help you write the word do in a strong sentence. So now I'm going to put my two do's to the side, and now we're going to focus on our next sight word. Let's read it together to refresh our brain. Ready? Think it. Hold it. Say it. Here. Good job. So now I'm going to get my other card. And I am going to place him right here so they can still see him. Now remember, I'm going to write my consonants in one color and my vowels in another. So I'm going to go ahead and take the cap off of both of my markers just so I have them because I have more than two letters in my word. Let's count to see how many letters we have in our word. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know I'm going to be writing 4 letters for my word here. Good job. So I'm going to look at that first letter and I'm going to think about that first letter in my word here. Is that a consonant or is it a vowel? What do you think? Awesome, you're right. It is a consonant. The letter H is a consonant. So I'm going to use, remember, I'm using blue for my consonant, my one color blue for consonant. So I'm going to write my letter H. Start all the way at the top, come down, cross and down. There we go, my lowercase h. And then let's look at that next letter. I have my lowercase e, absolutely. And you notice I already picked up my other marker. Why did I pick up my marker red? My red marker. You're absolutely right, because remember I said in that word do, my O is a vowel, and so I used red for my vowel. My letter E is a vowel, so I'm going to write E in red, because remember I'm writing consonants in blue, vowels in red. Absolutely. E, and then my next letter is a consonant or vowel. Good job, it is a consonant. My letter R is a consonant. So I'm going to start dotted line and I'm going to write it in blue because it is a, that's right, consonant. And then my last letter, I grabbed my other color because it is a, that's right, it's a vowel. So my letter E is a vowel. I'm going to write it again. Hey, this word has 2 E's. 2 vowels, absolutely. So now that I've written my word here in a really cool, fun, new way, my consonants in one color and my vowels in another color, I am going to use them in a sentence. So After you've practiced writing them, I want you to use them in a sentence because that is a part of our step in how to learn a new word. And like I said, if you want to go back and watch last week's video, you can go back and watch last week, week 4. You can go back and watch week 4's lesson that teaches us how to write a strong sentence. But for today, what I want you to do is I want you to take your 2 new words, hear and do, and you're going to need paper. You're going to need 2 different colors, like it could be a marker or crayon, just 2 different colors, and a pencil. And you're going to practice writing your word hear and your word do, right? Remember, consonants one color, vowels the other color. Then after you write them, you can use them in a sentence, okay? Excellent job, boys and girls. Have fun and keep building your word bank, your popcorn words. Keep building your brains big and strong. Thank you for joining me.